It's few days to Christmas and I am so excited because periods like this are when I bake fruit cake or raisins bread or tutti frutti cakes or tutti frutti breads. So this particular video is going to be all about making tutti frutti, and I'm going to make it with papaya, or what you call pawpaw. You can also make it with watermelon. I think I'm going to dedicate a whole video for creating tutti frutti with watermelon. It's very nutritious because you could eat your watermelon flesh and then use the rind to make your tutti frutti. So you could either use papaya or use watermelon. Now for this, I washed my pawpaw and I'm going to scrape off the rind or the zest or the peel or the back with my scraper. I'm not using a knife here because I want to get every portion of my pawpaw. I'm using raw pawpaw. You can use a kitchen knife, but for me, if I use a kitchen knife to peel off the rind, I'm going to cut off a lot of papaya chunks. Now remember to cut off the base of your pawpaw and then remove the seed. Next, there's a whitish part inside the papaya. Remember to remove that too. Then cut your papaya in strips, and then we're going to proceed to cutting it in cubes, uniform cubes. The reason why you have to cut them in uniform is so that they cook evenly. Now this tutti frutti can be used in making cakes, in making bread, or you can use them as topping for your desserts or for your ice creams and the like. I'm just going to cut them in cubes. The size is almost like that of raisins. You don't need to go to the store to get any. You can just make them at home. You only need to be patient because you need to wait for some hours before it's ready. Now these have been diced and they are ready. Next I'm going to do is to pour them into a pot and add water. My first 4 cups of water. Add it into it on medium flames and allow it to boil. Just boil. Remember to stir in between. At the end of this period, it will be translucent. This took me about 20 minutes. If you are still watching, it means you enjoyed the video. Please subscribe. Now I just brought this to a boil and I'm going to pour it in a strainer and allow it drain. I'm not leaving it to cool, no, just leaving it to drain. Now I got my pot again, the same pot I used, and I poured my papaya cubes into it, and I'm going to be adding water, 3 cups of water, and then sugar. This is going to make a sugar syrup, and we're going to boil this papaya cubes on medium flames. It took me 40 minutes to do this, so you have to be patient. Don't try to rush the recipe. Don't try to create a shortcut, because trust me, you're not going to get the same result as I did. Stir occasionally in between the boiling period. Now at the end of 40 minutes, your sugar syrup will have reduced drastically in quantity, just like this. And when you just reduce like this, when you touch the syrup with your fingers, it's going to be sticky, a little bit sticky. Also, your papaya cubes are going to be soft, but they're going to retain their shape. Now be very careful because this is quite hot. Yes, just like this, retain its shape but it's soft. This took me 40 minutes, like I said. Next, I turn off my flames and I'm going to be adding vanilla flavor. If you don't want to add vanilla flavor, you could use any other flavor extract of your choice, or you could leave it out altogether, or you could even add lemon juice to it, depending on you. Now while it's still hot, I poured it into 3 different bowls because I'm making 3 colored tutti frutti from it. You could make as many colored tutti fruttis as you want. I'm also adding the syrup. Next, I'm going to be adding a powdered red food coloring, liquid green food coloring, and a yellow paste food coloring. Remember, I'm calling food colors because these are edible candies. Now I stir them well together. I'm just showing you that you could use a powdered food color, or a gel, or a liquid food color, or a paste food color. Stir them well, and I leave this to rest in an undisturbed area for 12 hours. Please check the description box below for a link to the detailed recipe. I also stirred in between the resting period. After 12 hours, I'm straining each of the Tutti Frutti I colored. I'm straining them with my strainer, and I left this just in the strainer for 7 hours. Like I said, don't try to do a shortcut to the recipe. You're not going to like the turnout. So leave it for 7 hours just like this. After 7 hours, I transferred it to a baking tray with layers of paper towel, and I'm going to leave that for some hours too. Just like this. If you notice, I made sure they are not touching the 3 different colored candies are not touching each other. This is because I don't want them to get smeared into one another. Now these are dried, they're not sticking to my hands, the colors are not staining my fingers, and I mix them all up very, very well. Now this is ready. For my syrup, I just kept the extra syrup in a bottle and I refrigerated it. Thank you for watching. I want to see your creation. Feel free to tag me, and Merry Christmas in advance. See you next week.